What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here today for some more Week 8 sim action. This is our second game of the week as voted on by you, the fans. So we've got Jacksonville and Pittsburgh headed in here to Acrisure Stadium, of course. Former Heinz Rivers, former Heinz Field, and of course Three Rivers. Donning the all black and golds here today will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just look at Doug Peterson. How about the, what did they want, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, I think? They have been very hot of late, and of course the Steelers just keep finding ways to beat teams, even maybe when they shouldn't have, at 4-2 as well in that very, very packed AFC North. So Boswell puts this up on the tee, and I'm actually going to be not calling this one, out of town for a little weekend getaway, so Kit's going to call it for you, and I will pass the mic over to him. But really appreciate all of our subscribers. You guys truly are the best, so enjoy the sim. Go Browns, and take it away, Kit.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying your weekend getaway. We are going to enjoy this one, certainly, as we're going to set to see Jacksonville with the ball first. Saw it backwards. Jacksonville with the ball first here, but certainly a good matchup. 1,562 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions there for Trevor Lawrence. He has been very good in our sim, so we'll see how he is here for us. Quick handoff. Goes not for much yardage. In fact, goes backwards yards. That was Etienne. And he is brought down very quickly. Snap is back. Trevor Lawrence, pressure in his face, and he can't get it to go. Nearly intercepted. That would have been a touchdown. And a 3rd and 11. Quickly, the hole that Jacksonville finds themselves in here at the start of this game after that blown up play. Trevor Lawrence escaping out of the pocket, firing downfield off the mark. And so a very early 3 and out here for Jacksonville. And they'll punt on 4th and 11. Hey, welcome in, Mitchell. Glad to have you here as we bring you this Jacksonville-Pittsburgh matchup in our Spotlight Game of the Week. We've got one more of these today, probably doing a double header. So this will be the first of our games. Look at the season there for Kenny Pickett. Pretty good season, just the 1 interception, as he has put together nice stats in this 4-2 Steelers team. Hey, Dwayne, welcome in. Go Browns. Speaking of Kenny Pickett, he's going to fire early and miss. Just off target there. Looking for Robinson. I'll bring up 2nd and 10. Kenny Pickett, pressure right in his face, and a big sack. Lloyd got in there, almost unblocked, as he came straight up the middle. And Kenny Pickett just got buried back there. 3rd and 17 after the big sack. Pickett to pass, firing downfield. He's got it, complete. And a flag on the play. We'll see what happens. George Pickens was the receiving, but we've got a roughing the passer on top of it. And that is, or I guess they're saying unnecessary roughness. Maybe they're saying he contacted him out of bounds. I thought it was a roughing the passer at first. But an automatic first down, nevertheless, with Pittsburgh now in a good position after being bailed out by that penalty. Now scrambling in the pocket. Kenny Pickett's got it to his running back. Najee Harris is going to be pushed out after a 7-yard pickup. 2nd and 3. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Glad to have you as always. Snap is back, thrown out to the outside. He's got it complete, but a minimal gain out there. Just 1 yard to his tight end, Washington. Bring up a 3rd and 2. Hand off to Najee Harris, right up the gut, and he's got the first down. And the drive continues here for Pittsburgh after they got bailed out of the first set. They took a big sack, went backwards, and then they did have the first down on their own merit, but had an extra penalty to add to it with the unnecessary roughness call. Now Pittsburgh, or I was reading your comment and you said Pittsburgh, and I meant Kenny Pickett, but it was still Pittsburgh. Complete to Deontay Johnson downfield for 12. That's his first reception of the ball game. That'll take him down to the 4. First and goal from there. Najee Harris with the ball. He's going to be, not quite tackled. They couldn't complete the tackle. They had him stop short. Najee breaks the tackle, gets in for the touchdown, and Pittsburgh's on the board first. Derrick Henry in Buffalo. Did that actually happen? I didn't see that story, if that's the case. Or is that speculative that Derrick Henry could end up in Buffalo? I'm not seeing anything about Derrick Henry to Buffalo. As the point after touchdown is up and good. So 7-0 the score. No, he's still at Tennessee. Not in Buffalo there. Wendell, you probably read an article that was speculative about a trade to Buffalo. All kinds of storylines like that out there with this time of the season when you're reaching the trade deadline and everyone wants to speculate about trades that could happen. Of course, most of the speculation comes to absolutely nothing. In fact, the vast majority of the speculation comes to nothing. Snap is back. Now firing downfield, got him in, he's got it complete. Nice throw there from Trevor Lawrence, just lifting it over the outstretched fingertips of the defender to get it into his receiver. And that was just a pinpoint accuracy throw, able to just drop it in over top. Now a short throw and a quick tackle. That one to Jones, 5 yards on the pickup. Trevor Lawrence downfield, got it complete. And another nice strike downfield again to Jones. His second, and that one goes for 17 and a first down. So that'll get Jacksonville out to the other side of the midfield into Steeler territory here. From under center, firing downfield, just missing. I thought he had a chance at catching that. Not sure what happened there. But an incompletion is the result. From under center. Fakes the handoff, boots out to the left side, and he's just going to take it himself. Trevor Lawrence somehow shimmies past the big man D tackle who just kept running. That was an interesting little play there, but Trevor Lawrence gets extra yardage out of it, brings up a 3rd and 1. Now faking another handoff, and he's going to actually come up and then throw, finding a man. I thought for a minute he was going to actually take off with that one too, but decided he liked his option downfield to Calvin Ridley instead, and so he completes it to Calvin Ridley, his first reception now of the ball game. And of course, that was the previous near, should have been a catch. I thought, to the end zone, incomplete. Jones couldn't get the handle. But it was Calvin Ridley that had I thought was a pretty good throw, but just didn't come up with a catch earlier. So that was his first of the ball game. 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. Etienne, he's got some space and then quickly closes. A pickup of 4. As Jacksonville looks to respond here with a very good drive so far. 3rd and 6. Now firing past the line to gain. That's a good plan there. He gets it complete to Engram. Gets the old stick route to go. And manages to pick up a fresh set of downs here on the 4, where it'll be 1st and goal. The I formation. Head up to the up man. and he'll go backwards. Farrell, the ball carrier, goes backwards for 2. Now out of the gun. Lawrence has a snap. He's firing to the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars! And that's Calvin Ridley, as he had easily beaten the outside leverage to the inside on the quick slant, and Calvin Ridley with an easy target for Trevor Lawrence to put it right on him. Look at that separation he had here. Easy pitch and catch. Got it to him just before the safety could crash down on it. And Calvin Ridley will score Jacksonville's first points of the ball game as they tie this one up 7 apiece. It was an 11-play drive there as they marched the length of the field, did Jacksonville. Now from out of the end zone, gets out to about the 19-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Kenny Pickett. Wendell, I'm not sure what you mean by reduced play. Jacksonville, I'm not sure what that means. So could you clarify that? 2nd and 3. Handoff goes to Najee Harris. He is going to be very quickly met by Olakun and get no yardage. 3rd and 3 now. Pickett under pressure. He's going to take a sack. Walker getting in there for his first sack of the ball game, and that'll bring up a 4th and 10 and bring out the punt unit for Pittsburgh, as their drive goes nowhere, and they quickly are 3 and out here, punting away. I think we do. Hold on. Get that answer for you there, Wendell. Just a second. I think I recall seeing that on there though. Yes, we play them Sunday, December 10th. As that pass is complete to Calvin Ridley for a first down. So yeah, Sunday, December 10th, which is, let's see, week 14 is when we play Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence handoff to Etienne, nicely scampers through the hole, somehow finding some room. That was a nifty little play. Just sneaking around some tacklers there. Picks up 6, which should have been a TFL. Nice little play, being slippery for Etienne. 2nd and 4 now. Trevor Lawrence from under center. Pocket holding, now firing downfield. He's got it complete. Out at the sideline there. That one goes to Kirk, his first of the ball game at only 3 yards. 3rd and 1 coming. Snap is back, firing over the middle, incomplete. And an interesting choice here on the 31 on 4th and 1 and a 7-7 ball game. And they're going to go for it. Interesting choice, as I said. Firing downfield, got it complete to Jones, and Jones is going to be pile driven into the ground, but the damage is done. First down completed on 4th, on that 4th and 1, and Jacksonville airs it out for it. That little inside post route works out to perfection. Just feeding it in behind the linebacker was Trevor Lawrence, and a nice conversion for Jacksonville. Now firing again out to the second receiver. He's got it to Jones again, and another first down takes him down to the 6, where it'll be 1st and goal. Jones's 4th reception of the ball game. Now Trevor Lawrence Out of the gun, quickly firing towards the end zone, and just held short. That was Kirk. They spotted him just a half-yard short here. I thought he had it in, but they don't give him the benefit of the doubt, so Jacksonville will have to run another play. Now firing to the end zone, touchdown, Jones. Zay Jones with the touchdown for Jacksonville makes this a soon-to-be 14-7 ball game. And Jacksonville takes advantage of that fourth down conversion on the 31 that they went out and got, opting to pass for it and coming up with a big catch from Zay Jones. And they do the same thing there for the touchdown. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Jacksonville will kick it off after taking a 7-point lead. Now Kenny Pickett firing out to his right. Oh, nearly intercepted there, I thought for a minute, but somehow Darnell Washington does come up with that catch. Just sneaks past the defender, but only 1 yard gained. And if that had been picked, that had gone the distance. He was way out there all by himself. Kenny Pickett now firing downfield. Got a wide open Deontay Johnson. Unbelievably wide open down midfield stripe there. As there was nobody even close. Look at him here on the left hash with nobody even close to him. All kinds of room. And a great throw from Kenny Pickett. And a lot of damage done takes them into Jacksonville territory. Now handoff Najee Harris. Lots of room to work with there. And a flag coming. This could be holding. It is. So that one is going to be wiped out by the penalty. Okafor the guilty party. And that's going to push him back past midfield where it'll be 1st and 20. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on the previous game, Wendell, and yeah, I think that Michigan's in a lot of trouble. That's a really ugly look for them. It's not just a single incident either. It's pretty pervasive there in that program, and they've had a lot of results seemingly because of the cheating, and. That's going to be tough for that program to weather for a while. It's going to be rocky roads up there in Michigan, and like I said, I would not be surprised to see Harbaugh fired out of the deal. But we'll see, as Kenny Pickett's going to take off, missing a bunch of defenders, somehow getting away. He only gets 4 on the carry, and that's not going to be enough. 4th and 6 coming. So you have to imagine here they'll probably look to kick the long field goal. And they will. Well, this one will be a 55 almost yard attempt. Kick is up. Kick is... Well, he might have missed it. I can't tell. Yep, he missed to the left. No good. Pushing it left did Boswell, so the score will remain 14-7, and Jacksonville's going to take over with some really nice field position here. Trevor Lawrence now firing downfield and just off target. A little high for his man, but he had him wide open in the middle of the field. Trevor Lawrence missing his mark, unfortunately for Jacksonville. This one is not complete. I thought he had it, but then it came loose, as Jones couldn't wrangle that one. Lawrence firing downfield and off target again. Something clearly has happened with Trevor Lawrence here in Sim, as he just seems a little out of sorts, a little off kilter, as we have seen some errant throws from him, missing some wide open receivers, and normally those are throws he makes routinely. Not really what you'd expect out of him, as he hasn't really been affected by pressure so much making errant throws. It's just been him missing wide open targets. And, you know, that's unfortunately a recipe for disaster if he can't get that cleaned up here pretty quickly. Kenny Pickett from under center going to fake the jet sweep and then hand it off to Najee Harris. Najee Harris breaking through some tacklers is going to pick up 5. Now out of the gun. Little RPO action out there to Deontay Johnson. Makes a tackler miss and then pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line, and it is going to be enough for the first down. And off goes to Najee Harris. Little room to work with. Is going to power his way through a tackle and end up with a nice 5-yard pickup. Now firing Deontay Johnson, the target, first down, and it gets him out to the 45. Out near that midfield stripe. High formation from under center. Firing and complete. George Pickens. His third of the ball game. And that one's going to go for 8 and take them past midfield. Hey, Don, welcome in. Go Browns. Firing downfield, Kenny Pickett complete to George Pickens. And he's got it out to 36 now into Jacksonville's territory. Snap is back, sitting in the pocket, and just going to take off with it. Kenny Pickett, and he is going to be leveled after a pickup of 5. It's not accurate. I think he was probably reading a speculative piece that was talking about a potential trade. Which there's a ton of those here around the trade deadline, which is here on the 31st on Tuesday. This one's going to be picked. Jacksonville has it, and they're going the other way, finally taken down at the 33. And what a pick there from Williams, able to just rob it out of the pocket of the receiver. Look at this one, just behind George Pickens. Williams there to snatch it away. And Jacksonville with a big turnover. But yeah, so it's most likely a speculative story that they talk about all that kind of stuff all the time here around the trade deadline. There's, 9% of those, somewhere in there is fictitious and never going to happen, or wishful thinking, or stuff like that. Most of them amount to a lot of nothing, so I'm assuming that's what that was, but no, Derrick Henry's still with Tennessee, as far as I can see. Now Trevor Lawrence trying to take advantage of that turnover, firing out to the left side. He's got it complete to Ingram, and that one will pick up all but 1. Where it'll be 3rd and 1 now. Oh, excuse me, that was Strange, second tight end. Now firing out to his right. He's got it complete and a bunch of extra yards out there as well. Nice effort there for Bigsby to get some extra yardage. Now trips out to the right for Derrick Henry, set up in the gun. He's going to scramble and fire downfield. He's got it complete. There's Zay Jones again. He's been very active in this ball game. Now 2nd and 3 coming. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns, Cavs, Guardians, Buckeyes. Buckeyes playing the Badgers today. Here in like 3-ish hours, I think. Or 4-ish hours. So, yeah, 4 hours. Handoff goes to Etienne. Only 2 available there. Trevor Lawrence working to his left, firing downfield, got it complete. A beautiful throw on the run there from Trevor Lawrence. Able to get some power on the ball downfield and gets it to Ingram. And sneaking it in just before the defender can get to it. That was Wallace in on the coverage. Nice tight window throw there from Trevor Lawrence. Now in an I formation here on the goal line. The handoff goes. Touchdown! Bigsby's into the end zone. And Tank Bigsby puts Jacksonville up, soon to be by 14 points. And that's a big turn of events as Jacksonville manages to capitalize on that big turnover from Williams with a touchdown by Tank Bigsby. So with 4:55 left in the half, the score is 21-7. And Jacksonville, at the moment, appears to be pretty well in charge of this game as they're playing well on offense and on defense. Hey Don, are you referring to Upper Arlington? I have to admit, I have not kept track of Upper Arlington really since after I graduated. Just a few years after I graduated, I stopped paying attention to what UA was doing. Too busy with what I was doing. Of course, going to the Air Force Academy keeps you pretty busy, and then pilot training and flying and a lot of other things, being all over the country, so it's hard to keep up with all that. So I have no idea. I have no idea how they've done or been. The only thing I know for sure is the year after I left. We were always really good when I was there. We made it to the Final Four 3 out of 4 years in the state. But the year after I left was the year that they won it all, that they won the state championship. Right after I left. Jeff Backus was the all-star, or the running back that was the premium talent on that team. He was really good, but he was the running back that led them to that championship there the year after I left. But admittedly, I have not kept up with Upper Arlington at all in many a moon. Now trying to set up the screen. Kenny Pickett's going to get buried back there. Robertson Harris going to come up with a sack. And a 4th and 29 coming up. I believe he did. I can't remember where he went. I believe he did, though. Let's see if I can find out. Trevor Lawrence airing it deep. Got a man down there in double coverage, but oh my goodness, just through the hands. Couldn't quite get the fingertips to go on that grab. Dropped just further than he could snag it. As this one is just a little quick throw out to the left side, picks up 4, 3rd and 6. That is unfortunate there, Don. Sounds pretty rough. No, I don't believe he played at Michigan. I'm not having any luck finding anything about him anymore. Let me see if... I mean, I didn't look terribly deeply, but... Sorry, as I try to look up more on this here. Ignoring the game, unfortunately, at the, at the cost of ignoring the game. From under center, handoff goes to Najee Harris. And that's going to be a 4th down and 15. So Steelers really struggling here on offense. They're going to punt again. Trevor Lawrence firing downfield, incomplete. Now trying to set up a screen. That one also incomplete at the feet of Etienne. And that'll be 3rd and 10 now. That's not what I want. Trevor Lawrence sitting in an excellent pocket there. Gets it complete out to the outside. Picks up just 4. Ingram, the receiver, his 5th of the ball game. Yeah, that's not that's not the right Jeff Backus. As it complete to the end zone, Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. What a throw out there, plenty of space, and a quick, easy score for Jacksonville to really extend their lead here, as they are dominating the Pittsburgh Steelers now. And a nice throw from Trevor Lawrence under pressure, with lots of space from Calvin Ridley to just waltz into the end zone there. And now the score soon to be 28-7. I gotta do some digging here for this. See if I can find it, though. Oh, no, it doesn't even go that far back. That one didn't have it. Handoff goes to Najee Harris. He's only had 10 rushes for 41 yards in this game. That one only goes for 2. And that's going to take us to the end of the half, where Jacksonville is absolutely dominating Pittsburgh. And I apologize for being so quiet here of late, trying to find what I can about where Jeff Beck, he might have gone to play lacrosse. He might have been one of those guys. So there was a whole cadre of players around that time that were excellent football players that could have gone anywhere they wanted to, that all elected to go play lacrosse back at the time, because we had a state championship quality team in lacrosse at the same time, and many of those football players played both lacrosse and football, and a lot of them ended up going and playing professional lacrosse as well. So it's very possible that he was one of those. I don't remember specifically if he was or not, but it wouldn't surprise me to find out that he didn't actually pursue football beyond high school, that he went to play lacrosse instead. But guys were getting into schools like John Hopkins and some of those other really excellent lacrosse schools back in those days, because the lacrosse team was excellent, and there was a lot of cross-pollination between the football team and the lacrosse team. Physician now. All right, good to know. Did he actually go to college for football, or no? Did it say that? Did you find that out, Don? I wasn't finding anything on it, but I was having a hard time both watching the game and looking it up. But yes, Jeff Backus. I know that's the correct name. I remember him as another pick here for Kenny Pickett. That's an ugly start to the half for him. Cisco comes off the pick, and Pickett just an ugly throw. That is not what you want to have happen to start the half, just throwing off balance. Clearly did not see the defender in that spot, I guess, but really looked like he was trying to throw it to him. And that is going to give Jacksonville the opportunity to blow this game wide open. Etienne, the ball carrier, he's going to pick up 3. So it looks like Jacksonville might already be happy to start burning a little bit of this clock at least. So they're going to hand it off again. Etienne finding some room. Yeah, it'd be great if they do this in real life. That one nearly a pick in return. Not a great throw from Lawrence on that time, and a 4th and 2 coming. And they're going to punt and nurse this 3-touchdown score advantage. A little fake, and that did not work at all. Trying to snap it to the up man. Guess they liked their field position enough and the score line enough that they were happy to go ahead and fake it there. They tried to get it to Tank Bigsby on the outside of the up back direct snap, and he got tackled quickly, and no such luck. So that will wipe out the turnover and give Steelers an opportunity again, as if nothing had happened. But obviously gotta see what Kenny Pickett does now that he's thrown 2 interceptions and nearly a third. Yikes, that was close. Is that one knocked away from George Pickens? Yeah, that's the name. Pickens. Trying to confuse those two all the time. Kenny Pickett to throw, firing downfield, wide open Deontay Johnson. And that one a strike for Pittsburgh. They needed some of that. Oh yeah, looks like he went to play for Northwestern. But yeah, that's definitely him. I'm looking at the photo. He's an orthopedic surgeon, I think. And but yeah, that's certainly him. He was a great running back. I'll tell you what, he was awesome. Went to play for Northwestern out of high school. And that UA team, went all the way right after I left. The year after I graduated, that team went the distance on the back of now Dr. Backus. Yeah. Yep, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. He was a running back for sure in high school, but yeah, he had the skill set. He certainly would have made a good wide receiver as well. Probably an excellent slot type receiver. He had a lot of shiftiness to his ability set. As they'll fumble right on the end zone, and another ugly turnover for the Steelers, and that one is a doozy because it takes points that almost felt assured off the board and gives the ball right back to Jacksonville. Let's see if his knee was... Nope. Ball is out. He is not down. Very much a turnover. Jacksonville recovers, and the Steelers are in bad shape here. This their third turnover of the ball game. Hand off, and not much doing there. Now hand off to Etienne, or excuse me, Tank Bigsby. And he is going to pick up all but one. 3rd and 1 coming. As Jacksonville has made it out of the shadow of their end zone, at least now complete out to the outside to Ingram. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. But Jacksonville escapes their end zone out to the 19-yard line with a first down. And a fresh look at this drive. Hand off. Etienne can't find a lot of room there. And he has been having a difficult game, only 24 yards on his 9 carries so far. Yeah, he was definitely small for a running back. He was not a big back, but he was just very stocky, well built, excellent runner of the ball, shifty, excellent in space. Get the ball to him anywhere, and he's one of those, he can hit it from just about anywhere on the field kind of players. So almost kind of like what Elijah Moore gives to the Browns, that kind of skill set, where he may not have had the blazing speed of Elijah Moore, but he certainly had that short area quickness, the ball skills. He was an excellent player. Now scrambling out to his right and throwing way back across the field, but out of bounds. Kenny Pickett having a forgettable game, as he has been responsible for all 3 of the Steelers' turnovers. 2 picks, 1 fumble. And now a big sack right up the middle. Kenny Pickett just taking an absolute beating in this one. Lloyd gets his 2nd of the ball game. 3rd and 17 coming. Firing on the run downfield, and somehow caught George Pickens, and he stays on his feet down to the 25-yard line, call it the 24. Really, that one was all George getting it done for his quarterback. Not the best throw, left it a little bit short, but somehow number 14 gets it done. George Pickens really doing some nice things there on that rep. 1st and 10. Najee Harris with a nice little cut into the hole. Picks up 6. Pickett to pass, firing downfield, and unable to come up with it. It's Washington. And a drop there for the tight end, 3rd and 4. Of course, last time they got down to this part of the field, they fumbled near the goal line. As that one knocked out, thought he had the catch, got jarred loose. And that'll bring up 4th and 4. And if you're the Steelers, you got to go for this, and they're going to take the points for, I don't know why. Down by 21. Taking 3 points here is still a 3-score game. Does not do you much of anything. You need to make this a 2-score game. When there's only 5:53 left in the 3rd quarter and your offense has been abysmal. So Jaguars take back over, starting at their 19. That's where Trevor Lawrence will have it. 5:49 left in the 3rd quarter. Hey, fella Grand, welcome in. Go Browns. Lawrence firing downfield on a little skinny post. He's got Jones, and Zay Jones nearly breaks the back end of the defense there. But he is tackled. His 7th of the ball game, 75 yards to his credit. He's been very active in this 28-10 ball game. Trevor Lawrence finding Calvin Ridley for 7. He has also been very active, 123 yards to his credit on his 6 catches. Trevor Lawrence firing down over the middle of the field. And he got it to Kirk for a 1st down. Faking the handoff to Etienne, firing out to his right-hand side. Got a man there. And that is Christian Kirk again. And we'll have it up near the line to gain, 2nd and inches. Now handoff, easy 1st down and then some for Etienne. One man to beat doesn't beat him. That's Minkah Fitzpatrick, but easily enough for the 1st down. Jags have it 1st and 10 from the 32, firing out to the left side quickly. And that's Calvin Ridley, who picks up 5 on the little bubble screen. Now ace formation from under center. Firing out to his right. Got it complete. That's Christian Kirk again. And really all 3 of those guys very active. Ridley, Kirk, and Jones. All with 6 or more catches. Second and 4 now. Empty backfield for Trevor Lawrence. Firing down to the end zone. Picked. Minkah Fitzpatrick is going to take that one away and take a knee in the end zone. So finally, the Steelers defense comes up with one of their own. Robbed of another extension of the lead touchdown are the Jacksonville Jaguars trying to get it to Calvin Ridley, and Minkah Fitzpatrick just settled underneath the route beautifully and stole it away. Oh yeah, sounds very similar then in that case, minus the playing for the Browns part. Firing over the middle, Kenny Pickett's got it to George Pickens. George Pickens heavily involved in this game plan. 7 catches for him, 122 yards. Now firing out to his left, he's got it to Washington, just a pickup of 1. And the waning moments dribbling away here of the third quarter. That is going to take us to the quarter break and into the final quarter of the ball game, as this has been a heavily Jacksonville favored ball game most of the way. But Pittsburgh once again driving, trying to do something here. And that one, really an inadvisable throw. Not open was Washington, and Kenny Pickett tried to put it on him anyway. It does end up being complete, though, off the backside of a defender. 3rd and 9. Pickett firing downfield, and a drop. Not a great throw, but definitely a drop. Hit him in the hands, dropped it to the turf. Not what you want to have happen. That was Washington, and they're going to go here. 4th and 9, scoreline dictates you got to go for this. This could be the ball game if they don't get it. Kenny Pickett scrambling on. He's going to take a big hit, throw it out of bounds, and that might do it. Turnover on downs goes to Jacksonville in excellent scoring position. Punch this one into the end zone, and it might be all she wrote. That's cool. That's really cool. Well, handoff to Etienne goes nowhere. In fact, goes backwards for 3, 2nd and 13. Firing downfield and just unable to connect. Defender looked like he might have had a better chance at it, Holcomb. But incomplete either way, 3rd and 13. And now the magic ball teleportation trick to Etienne gets blown up. And a 4th and 10. So nothing doing. They stop him on 4th down on a turnover on downs, but can't capitalize on offense, as they clearly have gone into very conservative mode here for Jacksonville Jaguars, trying to nurse this lead. And that's a dangerous thing to do against the Steelers. You probably don't want to be doing that here. They're a team that just find ways to win. I know they're down still a lot, but, if their offense gets clicking, quit turning the ball over, now they do kick a field goal here, which is going to help. I think he made that. I didn't really see. He did not. He missed wide right. So scoreline stays the same, and that's a problem, as Jacksonville clearly gone conservative here, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, don't ever count them out of a ball game. Trying to set up a screen. Kenny Pickett is going to be buried here. Fatakasi in to make the sack. Yeah, it's been happening a lot in this iteration of the game. That was one of the more egregious ones, so easier to see certainly. But and we had a replay of it too, which helps. But it's really quite it's problematic, and that hadn't showed up until this version, the new engine that they incorporated. Something about it seems to have broken that particular part of the game somehow. Not sure how, but it did. So there are now magic teleporting ball pitches. It's supposed to be a handoff, and the running back is not at the mesh point for the handoff, and so the game elects to teleport the ball into his arms instead, which is just very bizarre. Doesn't show any kind of physics for the quarterback pitching it to get it there or anything. It's just and suddenly the ball just goes from here to there, and it's just like, okay, that's not right. That's not how that works. There's another sack here. So the conservative game plan will work out if the Steelers can't get anything going on offense, as they have been stymied. So Jacksonville clearly trusting their defense to continue to bottle up the Steelers. And Jacksonville yet again with great field position after this yet another turnover on downs. And this time looking to actually capitalize as they pick up 5 on first down. Now Trevor Lawrence taking the ball himself. He's got the first down and then some, taken down finally at the 10, where it'll be first and goal. And very much feels like this one is for all the marbles. They punch this one into the end zone. Good night, Irene. With only 10.5 minutes left in this ball game and a very comfortable 18-point lead currently for Jacksonville. Firing to the end zone, touchdown. And I think that might do it. Evan Ingram, the touchdown scorer, he takes a bow for his efforts. And Jacksonville probably has this one on lock. Especially with the way their defense has been playing and how discombobulated the Pittsburgh Steelers have looked on offense so far in this one. Only managing a meager 10 points. So the scoreline 35-10. 10 minutes left in the ball game. Jacksonville kicks it off into the end zone, which will be taken out, probably unwisely, out to the 14-yard line. And that's where Kenny Pickett will have the ball. If you're just joining us, very much appreciate you being here. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, we'd very much appreciate that. Likes help us as well as we look to try to get more eyes on the channel. For those of you who have subscribed and would like to take your fandom to the next level, there is a Discord for pnagsports. It is linked in the description of this video or any of our other videos. Feel free to join us there. It's a free application you can grab on a phone, on a laptop, or any other electronic device of your choosing. Make a free account with Discord, and you can join our channel. Chat all things Browns, all things NFL, in between games, talk during the games. We do a live chat during games. We also vote on games of the week, such as this one, which had the most votes this week for the Spotlight Game of the Week, which is why it's here on the channel. The other game of the week coming up is the Cincinnati-San Francisco game. Probably doing that here later today, as Pittsburgh will punt again as their miseries continue, with only 9:13 left in the ball game and another punt. But that game will probably be yet later today, as I look to get that done before hitting game day Sunday and more Browns football. So we will have a live chat tomorrow. For those that want to join us, look for the announcement there on the Discord, and that will be set up for those that want to watch Browns football and chat about it while we're watching it live. But we very much appreciate all of you, old subscribers, new subscribers, all of our viewers, and all of the likes. We appreciate it all, as we couldn't do any of this without all of you. I mean, I don't know that it counts as a fair catch exactly. It's still, the result is the same. It ends up as a touchback. So like if they fair catch a kickoff on the, say, the 1 yard line, it's the same result as if they took a knee in the end zone. However, the difference is if they catch the ball in the field of play, say they catch the ball on the 1, but then back up into the end zone, and then take a knee, that would be that would actually constitute a safety. because they would be in the field of play. And if they had broken the plane into the field of play, or were already in the field of play, and then go back into the end zone to take a knee, that would be a safety for if that were to happen. So the fair catch rule basically just allows them, with the new kickoff rule, basically just allows them to take the knee in the end zone without having to break the plane to, turn it into a safety kind of deal, to get them the touchback either way. That's the whole point of it being a fair catch, if that makes sense. So, Steelers will punt yet again, another 3 and out, as they have been awful on offense here in this game. I've seen it a few times already this season. In fact, we saw it against us in the Colts game. The Colts did that. They had a kickoff that they called for the fair catch, like at the 1 or 2 yard line, maybe 3, somewhere in there. But there was a fair catch kickoff in the Colts game that the Colts elected to do. The Browns have not done that at all. I don't think that one. He's going to get free. Etienne breaks another tackle to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That was a fun play. A bunch of broken tackles there. And this game was already well out of control, so it didn't mean much, but that one was most electric, fun play of the ball game, to be sure. Makes a man completely miss, then breaks a tackle and gets himself into the end zone. Great effort by Travis Etienne on the big, long-scoring touchdown. The safety? Yeah, no, so very, very rarely are you going to see anything like that in the NFL. These guys are too well coached, on special teams. They know the rules. They know they can't back up and go into the end zone with the ball once they're already out into the field of play. So that is not a mistake I'd expect, even really at the college level. They're coaching them up better than that typically at the high school level. So you got to know you want to play good football, you got to know the rules, right? If you don't know the rules of the game you're playing, it really can bite you, and that's where weird things can really be problematic if you don't know exactly how the rules are written. But yeah, no, that's not something that a safety like that, not something you'd expect to see at the NFL level. I don't think I've ever seen it at the NFL level. That is what would happen for the rules, but that's not something I'd expect to see, because typically by the time on a kickoff, when a kickoff returner is fielding the ball, it's unpressured. There's not the ball gets there before the kick coverage will, which. Oh, another ugly pick, just undercutting the route there, and Pickett doesn't get enough loft on it to get it over the defender, and he is picked off yet again. His woes continue, and this is already well into blowout territory, but going to become more so, as he was trying to get it to Washington on the perimeter. Did not get enough loft on it. He had the man, actually, if he gets more loft, drops it in on stride, maybe it goes for a touchdown, potentially. But instead, an ugly interception and more points for Jacksonville probably incoming. Hey, welcome in, Rick. Go Browns. And speak of the devil, Jones is going to score the more points for Jacksonville. Just like that, this has gone to very ugly in blowout terms, as Pittsburgh is getting absolutely abused by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, he is bad here in Madden, no doubt. To be fair, not fair, but to if there's any argument against that, Mason, he did get bit by the whole interception snowball. Had an early interception this ball game, and we've seen far too many times how damaging that is to a quarterback in Madden. Really, any quarterback, you start throwing one quarterback, then another one seems to follow, and it's just like now you can't stop throwing interceptions. And that's what happened. I mean, he is responsible for 4 turnovers himself in this ball game. I mean, he had 1 fumble at the goal line, which got turned over, and then he had 3 picks. So it's one of those things. Not that Kenny Pickett is, you know, great in Madden by any means, but he also, on top of that, got bit by the fact that once you start throwing picks in Madden, it's really quickly downhill from there. Right, yeah, Rick, I could buy that. Not ugly at all, because it's a 49-10 game, not in favor of Pittsburgh. It's anybody else. I could buy that. You know, that's true, Don. They do so, but there's a bit of a difference in that. That yes, quarterbacks have run out of the back of the end zone infamously at the NFL level. It's happened in really kind of 2. Actually, just this. I think it was this season. It just happened. I don't even remember who it was now, but earlier this season it happened. One of the quarterbacks stepped out of the back of the end zone, which you really can't afford to do. But the other case of that is forgetting his name. He's an analyst now with ESPN. Shoot, not going to come to me. But also quarterback at the NFL level did the very same thing. But anyway, so the I can picture his face. It's one of those. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, so that has happened at the NFL level. It is a little different. The pressure is in your face. It is really easy to be not as aware as you need to be of exactly where that back of the end zone line is, because you're not really looking at it. Kickoff, you got a little bit. There's 2 things that you have an advantage with the kickoff. Even if you start out of the end zone and back up into the end zone, but you don't take a knee, that's not a safety. That's, you know, you can still come out of the end zone and you're fine. The other part of that too is you got time before the kick coverage gets there. So typically, if you're going to take it out and you're out of the end zone already, you know to continue forward, you know, and return it or fair catch it under the new rules. The other thing is, you know, just backing up into the end zone isn't already a safety unless you actually take the knee in the end zone. As this one is, nearly a sack. I thought for a moment that was going to be a sack. So there's a little less time, a little less pressure. You know, so that is not a mistake I'd expect at the NFL level. The quarterback one, I could, you know, it has happened, but there's also a little bit more, I guess, reason why it has happened at the NFL level, in that, you know, it can be difficult to have that body awareness of where exactly you are on the field. You're not looking at it directly. You're trying to look downfield, scrambling to get away from pressure, guys in your face. So a little bit more, and of course you just cross that line at all, and you know, any step into the white, if you will, outside of the end zone, and that is a guaranteed. There's a touchdown for the Steelers finally. Another one, I suppose their second. Deontay Johnson scoring a touchdown. But yes, Dan Orlovsky, that's the name I was looking for. Thank you, Rick. He is the other one that was infamous for it. Phil is on a little mini weekend getaway. I want to say he said Nashville, but he was traveling Thursday evening, and so he pre-recorded the Browns and then the 2 spotlight games of the week. The other one is the Cincinnati-San Francisco game, which I probably am going to do here later today for a little doubleheader action. But yeah, that'll be just me on the call as well, as he is off enjoying some time on a little mini getaway. Yes, Stan Orlovsky, thank you. That is the infamous step out of the back of the end zone. But he was just joined by somebody else this year. I remember the conversation. He's like, well, at least I'm not alone doing that, or something along those lines earlier. I don't think Sanchez actually ever did it. I know Orlovsky did, but there was somebody this season that did as well. That Orlovsky was kind of remarking that he felt good that somebody else had finally joined him in that. Well, handoff goes with a huge hole to Etienne, covering that ball up as they are very much in shoot clock, as they should be in the waning moments here. 49-17 going to be your final, as that is the last snap of the ball game. And what a blowout that was, as just an ugly game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. But for Browns fans, we like that. That was good to see, as Jacksonville absolutely has their way, and the Pittsburgh Steelers could not get out of their own way. So Phil will very quickly take us through the stats here, a look at everybody's stats. So if you're curious, go ahead and take a look here and peruse at your own leisure at the stats here in a very much heavily dominated Jacksonville game here in this one. The one interception by Minkah Fitzpatrick. No sacks, interestingly, for that vaunted Pittsburgh Steelers defense. 5 touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence. Just the one interception. And then a look at the running stats. And I already mentioned how involved all those receivers were. Even Ingram getting in there with more than 7 receptions. Top 4 receivers, all with 7 receptions. That's a recipe for success, to be sure, especially when you're going for a bunch of yards like that, too, and a whole bunch of touchdowns, as this was a just absolute beatdown. And speaking of lots of sacks, tons and tons of sacks for Jacksonville on the other side. So that's going to do it for us here. We'll say go Jacksonville in this one. Thanks for joining us. But as always, go